as low as it can go. Let me see if I can lean back, do the rock away. Man, I burnt my whole damn tongue messing with it. Somebody told me to stop microwaving my tea. And man, I put it on that stove and I forgot about it for a second. I put it in here and I waited about 2-3 minutes before I sipped some of this shit. And it was hot. Boy, look at here, I almost had to go to the hospital, but it's good now. But I know the title said, that I was, I'm getting a lot of hate. But you know what? Man, the hell with you haters. I ain't focusing on y'all. I'm gonna focus on some people that have been positive and been kicking the right message. So shout out to San Ant and Oh God and Hip Hop Viral News. Especially, I think San Ant is the one who wore my mama's cooking t-shirt. Shout out to you, my brother. Salute. Shout out to Joe Buttons. Shout out to Carcino. Shout out to everybody on YouTube. Shit, hey, everybody's eating. Let's eat. Shit. Shout out to everybody, but especially y'all brothers. I know I'm going on Tasha K's podcast, but I definitely want to get on there with a couple of you brothers and let us build, let us talk, because that's what it's about. It's connecting the good brothers and the good sisters. It's just y'all been fronting like we all been good. Now we got some bullshit amongst us now, and I ain't gonna fly. So, but like I said, I want to keep it positive. I see the positive people, and I want to salute all the people that's being positive and trying to see the bigger message amongst the BS that I throw in there for comic relief. It's still funny to say Becky with the good hair, because that little punk shouldn't have been fucking with me, but and CB4 shouldn't have been fucking with me either. But, and I think everybody have their story of people fucking with them. And, so I kind of resonate with the people in that way. But it's also a deeper message in what I'm trying to do. So as long as we stay together, we can expose how, a lot of the media and a lot of these younger males, especially the black males, are being, we're not being appreciated for the value and the good things that we bring to the table and the things that we persevere and we go through in these unbearable situations. We don't highlight black males and what they do. And if we highlight black boy magic, some of these black males have done great things coming from the situations that they've come from. And we still don't get the credit for it. So that's better than any PhD when you come from the homeless shelter and the manor house line to stardom and fame and becoming a professional athlete. You don't even have to be the #1 pick, but coming from that type of struggle and being able to show and be an example for other kids that it don't matter where you start. Fuck what they telling you in the media. This is the reason why they don't pump guys like me and all these other black males that come from this situation. They're not gonna wanna pump that because it's gonna show strength that they don't want us to see. And so they're gonna pump every negative image that they wanna pump. And and it brings me to my next message. That's why we got so many of these YouTubers now calling me out now, because YouTube for so long has been a space for black men to fight and stand on one another's shoulders and make one look big and the gatekeeper and everybody else just his bitches and they better fall in line. That's not me. And the nigga go, I don't like no nigga standing on my shoulders. So I just assume with my little small uneducated brain that if I wouldn't like that, then somebody else wouldn't like that. So I'm not gonna treat somebody the way I wouldn't wanna be treated. So regardless of what I think I bring to the table, I'm not gonna treat somebody a certain way just because they don't bring something to the table or they take something and put a twist on it. If everybody eating, that should be the end game. So I don't know what y'all end game is, but mine is to stop this bullshit that's going on. And I hope we have fun along the way, because, people are talking about the interview that I did with Jessica Reid's mother and her brother. and everybody's dissecting and trying to say what they would do in the situation. You know, I done whooped a lot of ass like that. I done lost a fight and the nigga on the sideline said, man, I would've. And I said, bring your ass on in here then, and drug his ass all across the floor. Everybody always think they know when they not in the situation. You don't know shit. And yes, as men, as males, that's why you need the bond of a male and a female in one household, because you're going to bring different perspectives. So yes, had a male been there, maybe that man would have said, because all of us men think differently than women. If you bring a bunch of women in a room and say, hey, look, after you saw your child with that much trauma, that visibly shaken, how many of you would want to protect her because you felt like maybe you didn't protect her as much as you should have? So everybody's upset and a mother just tries to shield her child. How many of you would make her go through that trauma again? And how many of you would try to move her away and protect her from it? Some women in the room would do exactly what Miss Reid's mother did. Some women in the room would say, hell no, ain't no way I'm gonna goddamn let this man get away with this. Okay, it's a different perspective. No one's right, no one's wrong. That's her child. My opinion is my opinion. I'm a man. If I was there, yes, his ass, please, I would have been saying to my daughter, please, baby girl, listen here. I'm going to tell you like this, baby. Daddy not going to be here no more if you can't go get on that stand. Baby, I know it's going to hurt, but this will give you redemption later on in life. This will give you peace. Go up there, say what happened, and lock this motherfucker up. Because if you don't, daddy gone. I don't know how long I'm going to be gone, but if you don't go, daddy gone. So please go. That would have been my opinion. But you can't tell a woman to think like a man, because then we wouldn't even want women. How the fuck are y'all? We all can have our opinion. And it's cool to have an opinion, but don't try to put your shit on somebody else. That's my opinion. That's what I would have done. I'm a man. She's not a man. That's why we got to get these unions together, that even if the family don't stay together, you have to have a male presence around. A father would have saw right through Charlamagne and DDT that little short son of a bitch soon as he asked to take that little girl anywhere. So that's why we got to stop all this fighting and opinionating bullshit. We all have children. Your child might not be as safe as you think they are. Everybody always talking about what they woulda, coulda, shoulda. Let's all show some compassion. It wasn't my place at this time to grill this woman on something that happened 20 years ago. I wasn't finna do that. I hear you too. Oh, Kwame let her go. He didn't ask her the tough question. This ain't about her. This happened 20 years ago. This is about a alleged sick some bitch. Because I don't think we have to say alleged, because what she said was actual documents. So we got a son of a bitch on the radio that pled to something like that. And we claim to have this rally around black women or women, period. And I call bullshit. I think we have picks. And I think if the certain type of guys that are in the go along, get along game, there's women and there's men that will turn their head and act like your ass didn't get nothing done to you. And if you continue this shit, it's gonna happen to you. That's what I think. Just a little more. I think we've got too trapped up in who we like. We got too trapped up in gatekeepers, and we got too trapped up. Jalen Rose said something that I went back and I looked at the video, and to me it was powerful, because Lyndon Baines Johnson said that the only leader that we will get for the next 200-300 years is leaders that they give us. And Jalen Rose said, man, they only let 8 to 10 black people seem like they're important, and the rest of y'all is just nothing to scrub. They don't want to see a whole group or a whole nation of black men that are not representing themselves as a thug or as a gangster. We just men. They'll never highlight just a man. that's going to get it, getting no credit for it, that's taking care of his kids, that's fighting with his baby mama, whatever else he doing, but he doing it like a man. He telling her, because a lot of you ladies think y'all want men until you get one. And a man is objective. A man gives correction. A man ain't gonna be, oh yes, honey, you always right, yes, honey. A lot of you think you want a man, but you want a yes, honey man. And see, when you get a real man, he's not a yes, honey man. So I don't even think a lot of you women are used to even hearing a man speak because you haven't been with one in your household. So when a man say things, you take it automatically as it's a negative thing. My daughters have been getting my correction their whole life. So their demeanor is different. They're not going to look at a man telling them they're wrong about something as, you offended a woman. You're a human being, by the way. You could be wrong. You're imperfect. We all are. Shit, I'm wrong a lot. We got to stop this shit. To make it offensive just to tell a woman that she's wrong. I know guys that have, 3 or 4 kids, and the younger child, we all get a little soft. But if you notice the behavior, the difference between the older child that you raise up under a set of rules, and that little bad little motherfucker that you always let the little ones hit the bigger one, and you don't do it like that because he little or she little, and you let this little horrible little motherfucker just do whatever they want to do with no correction. What did that little motherfucker turn into? A terrorizer. So we can't let, just because your gender or whatever is a female or whatever you want it to be, that's going to dictate your behavior. If y'all go back and check some of my lives out, I talk about behavior. I noticed a long time ago, certain groups, the behavior is different. All you got to do is sign your name up to a certain group and you can act like a jackass. And nobody bet not question your behavior. Because somehow you'll bring up that you're a woman or that you're a this sex or that you are that. We don't know that and we don't give a fuck about that. We seeing what you do. We got to get this thing back to regular old common sense like grandma used to kick it off to the porch. You full of shit, little girl. You're tripping and you're acting hot. You need to get your ass back in the house and put some fucking clothes on. You, young man, pull your goddamn pants up on your fucking ass and get some respect about yourself and comb your nappy ass head. That's what my grandma used to tell me. Boy, comb that nappy ass head. And it wasn't offensive.